actually going to be
It's
going
about to get real.
over the big map, or Cleaver County. Cleaver County, I think is the name. Yep. But it's the big fucking map. Alright? So, let's check this out. We have here, I'm going to point out some notable spots. The last map video that I did, there will be uh, a tag, a card, whatever the fuck it is, at the end of the video, for the Nobi Cabin map. The Nobi Cabin map is actually a 5-point map. This is actually a much bigger map, so it's going to be a little bit more than 5 points, and its video may be the same in terms of length, or it might be a little bit longer. But let me make this real simple for you guys. So the perimeter of this map, the corners, let's think of this kind of as a square, right? So the corners are generally unsafe, right? So Wadesboro, unsafe. Misty Groves, unsafe. Except for this corner. This is actually a safe corner here, because there's all these buildings there. This is a wide open area, which is unsafe, but this house is generally safe. Payson Farm is okay. We're gonna go over some of these spots. So there's gonna be a How's it going, team? This is the Brown Man. How's it going? How's it going, team? This is the Brown Man. I hope all is well. So what we're going to do actually today is take a look at the big ass fucking map. So my last map video was a small map, which is the Nobi Cabin map. It's a 5-point breakdown of my favorite spots of the map, how to be safe and how to navigate that on your own or maybe with a team, so that way the demon doesn't have you that easy. That way you're not easy pickings for the demon. Your best defense on maps is how you move and navigate the maps. This is actually a fairly large map. So this is actually probably going to be one of the longer map videos, but there'll be different sections you guys can skip to, just like in the last video. The last video will have a card, or whatever the fuck, at the end of the video, so you guys can check out Nobi Cabin. When I break down the Army of Darkness map, the Army of Darkness map will be added to the end of this video as well. Or you guys can just look at the playlist for guides and overviews, and there's going to be tier lists, all that other stuff in there. So anyway, right into the video. Well, right into the video after that message. So we have here the Cleaver County map, or the big map, as you guys know. This is the big map with dead end. So we just say dead end map, right? So I want to point out right now the unsafe spots. So Wadesboro is unsafe. Misty Groves is hella fucking unsafe. You don't want to get caught up there. That's going to be your ass. The one corner that is generally safe is Mama's Liquors, because of all of those houses that you can loop in. Hidden Acres is going towards the end of the map, but it is generally unsafe when you leave that one big house there. So it's going to take me a little bit, because I have to drive all the way around to show you guys what the fuck is going on with this map. But I will do that. I'm not going to go to every single house, but I'm going to more so go through certain spots. There's also going to be another 5-point spot for you guys. I'm going to try to keep these as simple as possible, and I'm going to keep it with the theme, and it's going to be a general 5 points. So it's 5 points for Nobi Cabin, it's going to be 5 points for this large map, and it's going to be 5 points for the Army of Darkness map. There are some other safe spots, but I'm going to go to my top 5 parts for this map. And of course, Bullard Swamp is generally unsafe. Fairgrounds, in general, is fairly unsafe. Except that one little house there, and that's one of my favorite spots. So since I'm actually near there, I'm going to show you guys that spot.
Here, get to the light. If it shoots, I can use it. Right. Can't hide from me in the shadows. It's not much, but I have some light over here.
Alright, team, so I'm gonna do this kind of section together.
Right.
So we have Camp Greenbird and this top house up here. So typically at Camp Greenbird, there are houses that you can loop. For example, you have a house here. You also have a house over there. So Camp Greenbird, there are houses here. I did break down generally how to loop these houses in the last video already. This is the same thing as the middle house of Misery Manor, right here. And then for the bottom house of Misery Manor, we have an adaptation of that going into... Oh, your mother was a fucking dick, dude. We have an adaptation of that at the top house of Bullard Swamp. So generally there's gonna be loot over there in those houses. And Bullard Swamp is typically not a good spot, but there's typically going to be loot here at this top house, and it's fairly safe because it is just like the bottom house of Misery Manor. You have these these stairs to go up, and then followed by banisters with, just like the bottom house of Misery Manor, has a guaranteed car over there. It's pretty much the exact same structure. You have a downstairs you can run through. Oh, your mother stinks, don't you, dude? Now, yeah, you have a downstairs you can run through. There's generally going to be loot here, just like the bottom of Misery Manor. I'm going to keep saying that because this reuses a lot of assets from the Nobi Cabin map. What the hell? Already got one. There you go, buddy. So this is pretty much free. You can come here, loot, get some ammo, get maybe a couple of pink F, and then if the demon is on you, you have that. The one thing that's different is that you have this attachment in the back. This attachment in the back actually makes life a little bit more complicated. So the demons can break through these. These are not like proper banisters. They can be broken. But up here, these cannot be broken. These cannot be broken up here. So these are the unboltable, unbreakable banisters. So I do recommend primarily using these, because going over here is going to have this little spot broken. Like you can see here that there is a disconnect there. So just be mindful when you're doing that. And when you are routing, make sure that you route towards particularly safer places. So if you spawn over here on this end, this is safe. A lot of these buildings are safe. You can work your way around. Typically the demon will cut through and go towards dead end because there's a lot of buildings there with a lot of loot. And we're going to go there actually right now. This this is just another quick instance of why Greenbird is so safe. You do actually have a house, one of the standard houses, but you also have the houses that's just like the bottom house of Misery Manor. So you have a lot of safety once again at Camp Greenbird. So if you're going to get caught somewhere, there's a lot of open spaces on this map, but there's also a lot of condensed, really safe places on this map. So definitely take a look.
Not much, but I have some light over.
Alright, and this is Dead End, and there are a lot of motherfuckers here. Holy shit. Fucking Explorer mode, right? Right? So typically with Dead End, there's a bunch of houses, and there's a bunch of loot here. And there's a bunch of fucking force spawns, because I am in Explorer mode. So keep that in mind. There is one house that is actually a bit safer than the others. It is actually the slightly bigger house here. So it's going to look a bit like two squares having sex here. See, there's like two squares fucking right there. So there's two squares fucking, right? Because this is typically the bigger house. And on this bigger house, you have a bit more trap points as well for the demon to trap you. But you have quite a bit. You have this window here, you have a window also in the back here. But you also have a banister. And just be mindful that these are one-way banisters, Uno-way banisters. So the demon can run down there, or also run down there. But these are typically, this is typically the best house to be in, because once again, the demon cannot bolt, right? Demon cannot bolt these banisters. So you have that. You have a banister also on this side. So that allows you to do your thing. What? There you go. That allows you to kind of do your thing and really get the hurt on any demon that's trying to the hell? On any demon that's really trying to just test you here. So Dead End might be a little difficult for some people, because what demons will do is they'll typically like to sometimes pre-trap these houses. And once again, these are not banisters, these are fences, and these can be broken by just a demon running into them. So when they're attached to a house like this, the demon cannot break them, they cannot bolt them. That is only for survivors. So typically, when it comes to Dead End, you actually want to make your way to this house. This is the best house, right? You want to make your way in, you can vault, and then you can actually vault, like say a corner here. And you don't have to face the vault to vault, right? Because you can actually just face backwards in this vault there. Keep your camera on the demon. If it goes one way, you just go the other fucking way. And once again, because there's a little drop, you cannot vault back over. So just be a little bit mindful, alright? Alright guys, we are actually now approaching, oh my god, Henry's Homes or Harry's Houses. So Harry's Houses is another notable spot because lots of breakable fences here, right? But there's usually a crate here, there's some crates, some goodies around here. It's also close to Claire's Pond. This is a dead end. Typically, like there's not any good cover here, but Harry's houses have this section, and this section, which is generally safe. So it's like all in a line. So if you spawn kind of up here, you can kind of cut this circuit. The cemetery we just passed is unsafe. It's just a cemetery. It's just outside. There's nothing there. But these houses, you have house section here, and then you have a shed section here. The shed section is relatively unsafe. These houses are generally... Oh, your mother's just disgusting, ain't she? Houses are generally the same in terms of structure, though some might be a little bit longer. The structure is what it is. And once again, it's not like we haven't seen these before. Just be mindful of some vaults. Some things might have a curtain or something on it, which will actually prevent you from vaulting back over. So let's take a look. We're gonna do a real quick run to this other section here.
Next dirtbag.
You're next dirtbag. Let's go, Amanda. I gotta play Amanda more, guys. Amanda was like one of my first mains. Fell in love, still in love. Alright, so you can't. Let's take a look here. Let's go. Where is it? Where she be? Like here, right? This is blocked by a table, right? So you're gonna wanna not fucking get blocked by that table. You can vault here, but then when you enter this house, that's furthest left, right? Furthest left.
Can't hide from me in the shadows.
Look at it. You can't actually vault that. That's gonna cause a lot of deaths. A lot of deaths. Let me see. Yep. You cannot vault it because that curtain actually blocks it. It's not. It doesn't count as a fully opened window. So just be a little mindful. 'Cause I know there's gonna be some deaths. People are gonna run to that. And that's what makes this house different than the other houses. Is that there is that that dead end window. So just be a little mindful. And then we also have this shed area here. The shed area is generally unsafe, but oh my god, woo! I'm bucking up. There we go. It's generally unsafe, but there be some shit there. And there also be, I guess,
It's not much.
traps as of now. I'm just gonna hit this trap. Bop. Bop. So this is generally unsafe.
I actually feel a bit better.
Oh my god, woof. I'm trying a new aiming sensitivity too. Every couple of days I update my aim, so I like to be a little on the resourceful side. There you go. So yeah, it's generally, look at it, generally open here. There's no place to loop. So just be a little mindful as you guys go down here.
State police, get back in.
And we can actually walk this right up to, look at all these fucking spawns, dude. Let's walk right up to Clara's Pond, actually. If you walk up to Clara's Pond, you will see why this is connected. The house in Clara's Pond is just like the house in Green Bitch Village. It's going to be, it's going to have a double vault in the back. So let's get rid of these guys first. Hop, hop.
We're gonna send you
All back. Oh, this is. Look at him getting thick. Get thick just to get beat. Alright. So, just like I said for that circuit, you can go from Harry's houses to Clara's Pond. Now it has this little back shed here. You can go up the back shed, you can go up here. But if you don't, there are these double windows. Just like I said in Green Bitch Village in the last video. So you can play some mind games here. There'd be some loot. There is sometimes loot over here. But those are unsafe houses, so just be a little mindful. And we got a legendary crate. Let's see. Let's see. Axe. Nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna keep this. So this is something that I do want to warn you guys about. Shockley Auto. Shockley Autos are actually generally unsafe, but there be some loot. So this is a brief aside. Be mindful. It is close to dead end if you want to loop there. So you can take that circuit. You can take the circuit over here, as long as you know once again which houses are unsafe. Generally unsafe, but there is a slight chance of vaulting here. It actually cuts you off. This isn't like Fishing Village, where generally you have here.
It's not much, but I have some
That.
over here.
That's all you have. You can't go all the way down in there. So you don't have that much room for mind games. But you do have some little short hops here if you need it. And Shockley Auto is also a very common spot, so just a brief primer for you guys. Something to go with the dead end, because they're so close together. Might as well have this be one unit here. Once again, unsafe here. Don't fucking go there. Typically, unless you need the piece. Next up is going to be Railway Loop. So Railway Loop is actually similar to, in terms of houses to Camp Greenberg, but there is one structure here that's a little different. They do have these kind of structures here. Let's pop this up. Pop.
That's right. Can't hide from me in the shadows.
Right? So they do have these. Oh my god, come on now. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, but I'll still change. Every couple days I will change my sensitivities just to get used to it. So it feels a little alien to me. But I think this is the mix here. Let me actually briefly on this game. Let me make it like a little bit like that. I think this would be good. So you have a structure like this, which is different from Camp Greenberg, but you also have, yeah, a little better. But you also have something like this. Watch this. Yep. You also have something akin to this, a one-sided drop-off. Come on, dog. I don't know how that missed, but whatever. Bloop. You have a one-sided drop-off here. So when you, oh yeah, you gotta be careful. There's something that you could pick up. It will actually prevent your bolt sometimes, because this game is lovely and everything is one fucking button. So let's actually make sure that's clear. So it is a one-sided vault here, see? You cannot bolt back over because there's a little drop. Once again, that's the rule. If there's a little drop, you cannot bolt back over. That's typically the rule. But that's what makes this side a little different. That you can go like, oh my god, look at all these niggas. So Railway Loop is just another shout out for you guys. Once again, similar to Camp Greenberg. Pop.
We're gonna send you
Pop. Now we have Mama's Liquors. So Mama's Liquors, which is no loop spot in the liquor store itself, but it's generally looped. And then you have these houses here. So this video actually I thought would be longer, but it's not. A lot of the structures are the same as in the part 1. So I don't feel like I need to actually go over too much stuff. Oh, I don't feel like I need to go over too much stuff. This does have a short banister in it. Wow, what a slap! What a slap! How can't you slap? Hang on. We got one more, don't we? Yeah, these guys stay spawning. So you do have something like this. Sometimes the objective actually spawns here. If the objective spawns here, then you are in good luck, because you can actually loop this building. You can loop this building and still be in the blue zone of the objective, if it spawns right here. So sometimes, very rarely, the dagger or pages will spawn like right here.
Get to the light.
And that actually gives you the freedom to loop this spot and still be in the blue, allowing characters who normally couldn't to solo an objective. So it gets real nasty at that spot. But typically it's more in the middle, though. Typically it's going to be here, or it's going to be in those courts behind me where there's no goddamn fucking anything. So it's really interesting. If they summon boss, whoever they pick on can go into the building if they want, and then from there go into, I'm gonna be talking a little bit too loud. I had to lower the volume. They can go into back into the blue if they want, or they can just kill the boss. But this is some cheeky spots here, and the top of Mama's Liquors actually is where there's some possibly decent loot. It is actually a place with a basement, so as opposed and
You don't even know what kind of trouble you're in.
the top floor. So you're gonna have a top floor. Generally, if you're trying to loop somebody, this is on the safer end, right? Because you have this little short hop here. Watch this. So you have a short hop, but you cannot vault over because once again, when you have a little drop, you cannot vault back over. And you have a little here, cannot vault back over. But you do have some stuff here. You have some mind games you can do with this. You do have a downstairs. There's typically going to be quite a bit of amulets here. So some ammo, shemps, whatever the fuck you need.
That'll keep me going.
And then there's going to be an upstairs. So it's generally an okay spot. You don't want to get trapped down here. So once again, just like Lucky Valley Lodge, if it's a plague bringer or something, you do want to be mindful not to just go running down and then they pop something on you, trap you down there with the unit. It gets real nasty. That's your ass whenever that happens. But this is a short breakdown of actually the big map. One thing I do want to mention as a bonus is Fire Tower. Fire Tower generally is a long tower, generally unsafe. There's nothing really I can tell you about that. There's going to be crates in the back here. This is one of the main areas, the fire tower. You can go in the back here, get some shit. But these are generally unsafe. There aren't houses to loop here at the fire tower. So it's a bunch of spots. So just be mindful. There's a bunch of spots to loot, not a whole lot of looping. And you can navigate accordingly. Once again, this is kind of like these are the best spots here. A Brujo's hut is not too bad, but generally not a looping spot. Because there is like a weird bug and inconsistency where you can't bolt in the main house. That's why I didn't cover that in this video. If they fix it, then I will put it back on the radar. But typically there's like some logs that sometimes just won't allow you to bolt in the main house. So you're just gonna be fucked in the ass sometimes when you go there.
It's not much.
So just be mindful. And yo, you guys be safe, stay hydrated, and of course, have a good one.